Hello. Did you miss me? Because I sure did. By the way, what is going on here? I'm just gone for a few months and everything changed. New setup, new camera. That can only mean one thing. Long hasn't done a Q&A in a while, didn't he? God damn it, Long. Now you will taste my fury.
Welcome to a Q&A on a Saturday.
Also, what the fuck, Long? It's not Saturday, it's goddamn Sunday! Even though you promised the Q&A to be on Saturday. Now you will taste my fury even more!
What's up, mighty boys and girls? Your Ranger Boy here, and welcome to, finally, another Q&A. I know it's been a little bit long, and really sorry for that one.
Pow! This is what you get for not doing a Q&A for months. Believe it.
Sorry for not uploading it on Saturday. But sadly something happened with my editing program, and I honestly didn't know how to fix it for the whole goddamn day, so really sorry. Really sorry, girl. But anyway, without any more hesitation, let's go right to the questions. Before I start with the actual questions, one of the most frequent questions I got asked is, of course, what is my opinion on Pokémon Legends Arceus? And short but sweet answer would be, I love this game. I really do love this game a lot. Out of like all the Switch games, this is like the second Switch game I own where I'm actually like totally invested into it. Like the first one being, of course, Breath of the Wild. I mean, I would play like a lot of Breath of the Wild. Let's say 170 plus hours plus DLC. So my overall thoughts on Legends Arceus is that it's a great game. I'm a sucker for side quests. And also, I really like the story. I really like the lore of Hisui and the Hisuian forms. And of course my favorite Hisuian form being probably Lilligant, because I really like the ballad kind of theme they're going with that Pokemon. And one of the most important things to me personally is that even though there are a lot of people who compare Legends to Breath of the Wild, which I think is not really a great comparison, I would rather compare this to the Pokemon XY games from the DS. And I know that's fucking weird, why would you do that? And I always saw the XY games as the first game with a brand new engine. It was the very first try of Game Freak to do something new. For their very first try, it was decent. Of course, the XY games are not perfect by any means. But I think as their very first try with a brand new engine and technology they haven't used before, I think it was a good start. And you could also see later on from Pokemon Auras and Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon how they improved from that formula on. And I think that Legends Arceus is exactly like that. It's a good first step into the right direction of like evolving the game franchise. Like this is the XY of the Switch. But it's not perfect. It is a good game, a decent game, very enjoyable game. But first and foremost, it is a first step into something brand new and something that can be based on for future games. And also another reason for me why it took so long to make this Q&A. How can I say without spoiling anything? There's a difference between catching Pokemon to get it in your Pokedex and catching Pokemon to get your Pokedex entry. And I know for non-Legends Arceus player, they're like, what is he talking about? You get the entry when you catch the Pokemon. While Pokemon Legends players are like, he's my boy. He's my boy. But enough of Legends, let's move on to the regular question. What do you think about Japanese copyright laws and how Showpro has been abusing them on your channel and many other Pokemon channels? I mean, the whole situation with Sweat and like Showpro actually suing him, that is just, it's still mind-boggling that they are doing this because, again, I've been on YouTube for like approximately, let's say, 8+ years. And throughout the time I've been on YouTube like full-time, not really full-time, but like really intensely, I never had such an encounter. Sure, I had countless encounters with Showpro where they blocked my video and strike my video, but never really sued someone because I really think that it's not beneficial to anyone. It's not, of course, it's not beneficial to the YouTuber himself, and also it's not beneficial to the company themselves because the only thing they're doing is they are just going to damage their reputation. I'm still really worried about the future of not only the Pokemon community, but also just YouTube in general. Really like the art. And my question, if you were able to input some of your ideas into Pokemon Journeys, then what would they be? That's a cool question. I will probably do a separate video on that one because there are so many bullet points I want to discuss about, and the fact that I have to make an extra video for this topic kind of shows you what kind of issues Journeys has. So I think that I will dedicate like a whole video on that one. Do you think we'll ever see Ash defend his title at least once like the other champions of a region? I mean, wasn't technically Ash vs Kukui a title defense, if I remember correctly? So technically he kinda did? But of course you're talking about, you know, like outside of Gen 7, outside of Alola. And I don't know if we will see that because Ash's main story is not really revolving like his Alola League title, but more like reaching Leon and therefore like displaying himself as an underdog. I don't think we will see that, at least not in this generation. You make great content. Can you envision May, Dawn and Serena returning in the same episode or arc of Journeys? P.S. I know this is a long shot. It kinda is. Especially since we already like received 3 returns of Dawn. And even a hardcore Dawn fan like me, even I have to admit it's a little bit, let's say, oversaturated when it comes to Dawn returns. So I would rather not see Dawn again, even though I really like her. But rather than that, I would love to see other characters. Do you plan on doing some Let's Plays or some Twitch streams? It would be fun to see you playing games while talking about the anime. Man, I think it would be really fun also. Sadly, the main problem is that YouTube is not my main job. I have a main job outside of YouTube. And sadly, that takes also a lot of time from myself. And because of that, I barely, if ever, have time for anything else but my job. Then, of course, a little bit of YouTube, and of course, I need a little bit of free time, and a little bit of, and of course, I like sleeping, okay? So I'm really sorry. I wish I could do it, but yeah, as long as I still have like my real life job, it's kinda out of the question right now. What's your favorite legendary Pokemon? Probably Darkrai. I love the design, his attacks, his like lore, mystique. Even though, you know, I know he is... The most infamous thing Darkrai ever did was being partnered with Tobias. But I still like him, and even though he was somewhat of a vehicle for Ash to be screwed. Which Gala starter would you give Ash and why? I would definitely say Grookey, because out of the 3 Gala starters, Grookey never has been used properly in Journeys, like ever. Like till this day, what has he actually done? What kind of significant thing has he done in Journeys? What kind of character does he have? What kind of backstory does he have? We haven't received anything about that. The only thing we know is that he is a Team Rocket Gacha Machine Pokemon. But why is he there? How did he get there? Did he receive some kind of abuse from Team Rocket or so? I don't know, man. We don't know. And Journeys just doesn't bother. So, in my opinion, if he would be like Ash's starter Pokemon, I think there would be a little bit more focus on Grookey, like for example with Lucario and Gengar, self-fetched, dedicated episodes to like properly explore like his character and his backstory. But sadly, it's not the case, and I think in hindsight, Grookey going to go is such a waste. It was really a waste. And who was your favorite Pokemon before Oshawott? That's actually easy. It's probably Cypher and Scizor. I never kind of decide between the 2 of them. I don't know, Cypher just stood out because he just had such a cool design, like with these 2 like blades as his hands. And Scizor just kind of intensified that love because he went from badass to like more badass. And till this day, it's like my second favorite Pokemon, of course, behind Oshawott. Long, you're late. You know what that means. Oh, I already felt that. Anyway, my question is, how did you feel about the recent appearance of Cassidy and Butch? I was surprised that they left Team Rocket and they were the least likely members to do so. And they were pretty successful too. I mean, first of all, seeing Cassidy and Butch again, it kind of warmed my heart because it always reminds me of one of the funniest episodes of all time, which is, of course, when James dressed up as Moltres and kind of was badass in a very ironic kind of way. It's just one of the funniest episodes I've ever seen. I was very surprised when they retired, but at the same time, in hindsight, if you look back at both like Sun and Moon and Journeys, it's not really that surprising. It was kind of established in both that the new elite squad team of Giovanni is now the Matori squad and not really Cassidy Butch anymore. Probably that's why they and he didn't really see any kind of purpose anymore, and therefore they retired. I guess, I don't know. The episode was okay, but at the same time it was a little bit predictable because, you know, Team Rocket would retire and then they unretired. We have seen that shtick like more than enough. So overall it was an okay episode. I like the return, but nothing really that stood out. I'm rather new to this channel, so let me ask, how did you start your channel and do you have any regrets since then? I started my channel just as pure AMV channel and just out of fun, and I kind of like slowly transitioned from a pure AMV channel to just a little bit more. And my only regret is that I wished I would have like continued doing YouTube intensely instead of like leaving it and doing a real life job. But at the same time, I had to because back when in 2017, YouTube was like way too unsafe with ShowPro going on a rampage, just a pure channel deletion rampage. Like they deleted so many OG anime YouTuber channels. It was just crazy, and I really had no choice but to kind of semi-quit. Sorry guys, I had to stop the recording for a little bit because I just realized I didn't turn on the frames. God damn it long. Anyway, let's continue. My question is, will you be doing any more AMVs for Ammo shipping, or is that it? No need to worry guys, AMV will come soon. One of the main problems is that one of my main artists, he had some health issues, and therefore I now need to find like a new artist like to create my thumbnail, and of course I want some fan art. And because of that, sadly, I won't be able to make an Ammo shipping AMV on Valentine's Day. Sorry. I really hope that I can make an AMV like at the end of February, maybe at the beginning of March. But as of right now, it's a bit difficult because you guys know my AMV style. I also like to, you know, create my own thumbnails like with my own imagination. And for that moment, often I need to hire like an artist. But as of right now, it's kind of not possible. But I hope it will be very soon. But no need to worry guys, AMVs will come soon. I love the art so much, it's amazing. My question is, if you had a chance to change Ash's team, which Pokemon would you change and which one would you replace with? I mean, one of my main issues with Ash's Journeys team is that it kind of feels very fan service-ish. And there was like barely any build-ups so that the capture actually felt deserved. But at the same time, I really like most of them. I wouldn't necessarily replace all of them if I had a choice. I would probably keep Surfetched because, you know, we kind of need a Galarian Pokemon in Ash's team. Even though I think we all kind of forgot that Journeys is like within Gen 8, even though it, of course, it isn't, kinda. So I would keep Surfetched, I would keep Dracovish. Because, you know, that's Ash's first ever fossil Pokemon. I will keep Lucario because I like the story and build-up that they had. Like, I think it's like the only Pokemon he had like some legit build-up with. The two ones that are left are Dragonite and Gengar. And I would rather replace them. I know it's very unpopular opinion because, you know, first of all, Gengar is a very popular Pokemon in general. Dragonite is a very popular Pokemon in general. And of course, like, Dragonite is probably Ash's best Pokemon in terms of like battling. The lead up to Ash catching those two Pokemon really felt rushed. Especially the Dragonite one. I would replace either of them with a starter Pokemon. Grookey probably. And I think the sixth and last spot I would keep for like a returning ace of Ash. Like for example Charizard, like for example Greninja, Sceptile, Infernape. Because, you know, one of my biggest issues is that, you know, the returning potential never really has been fully executed. Not only in regards of companions, but also in regards of the Pokemon. And I think by keeping one spot free, you have like the freedom for Ash to like switch out Pokemon so that he can first of all have more variety, and second of all, it just feels every time a new Pokemon comes, it just feels fresh, while at the same time it's still familiar because it's Ash's Journeys team. And, you know, maybe one of his older Pokemon can like teach the newer Pokemon like some lessons and so I think keeping a spot free would be really good. Hey Long, how do you feel about Marnie finally appearing in Journeys later this year? Oh yeah, Marnie. I mean, I remember when Marnie like first debuted in the game. I was so excited because, I don't know, let's be honest man, like when I was younger I had somewhat of a goth girl fetish. So Marnie kinda hit that, I'll be honest man. But besides that, I was like very excited because in the games she was a very interesting character. But with Marnie, I really see the How/Guzma problem in Sun and Moon, in which, you know, the characters are interesting in concept, but they are debuting way too late. Like, again, just like How and Guzma, it's 90 plus episodes into the anime, which is, I think, way too late. I think, in my opinion, one thing that Journeys really lacks is rivals. A main, like, objective, a main concept objective that Ash has to overcome. I would have wished that Marnie would have been the rival of Ash, and they would have like constantly battled and competed with each other of who will rank higher. I'm ranking here, but hey, I'm already here. And my biggest fear is that just like Guzma and Hao, they are just established too late, and therefore you can't really invest yourself in Marnie. I honestly think they could have executed that way better, but sadly they didn't. I honestly thought that they would execute that concept with B, but since Ash already defeated B, there is no need in B anymore. So yeah, that story is also over. And I think Marnie just feels so shoehorned last minute that, again, I see the Hao and Guzma problem. Hi, my question is, do you think Pokemon Journeys would continue into Gen 9 or farther? Normally a series goes for 3 to 4 years to promote a new gen. Legends Arceus is the 2022 release, when we would normally expect a new gen. Taking the pandemic into account and that Journeys format lends itself to other religions pretty freely, and Gala has been all but ignored, at least in my opinion. To be honest, that is a theory I always kind of had in mind, that Journeys would continue even beyond Gen 8. Because I always thought, even since the beginning of Journeys, I thought the concept is just so over-ambitious that it, in my opinion, it just can't fit into just one generation. And by the pacing of the returns, you could kind of argue that it would be the case, because now we only have like approximately around 40 episodes left, and there is not that much time for other characters to return. So maybe their plan is all along to extend Journeys into, I don't know, 2025, and maybe then we have like more time to like properly develop Go, properly make some good returns, and finally like executing the all regions in one anime concept in a way that is actually logical and appealing. Like the way they did it right now, honestly, it is just nothing else but wasted potential. So it kind of would make sense for Journeys to extend above Gen 8. Problem with that is, many people really got sick and tired of the first impression of Journeys, and I don't know if they will either stick around with Journeys or give Journeys a second chance, because the first impression wasn't so good. So it is kind of a hit and miss, and I don't know if you really would do that, because Journeys has been received so poorly. Again, only the future can tell, but I would be okay with either solution. Hey Long, do you still have hopes for Serena return? I haven't given up on it yet, and I hope neither did you. Have a great day. Thanks, man. And of course, I never really lost hope for a Serena return, but at the same time, like, behind my brain, I'm of course always worried of a Serena return, because, you know, we have seen how they executed the Dawn returns. The fact that the only good received Dawn return was the Arceus special, which was Amazon exclusive, kind of makes me both hopeful and worried. I mean, I still tend a little bit more to the positive side, but I'm hopeful. But at the same time, man, I can't help but worry about Serena, that Journeys will just screw it up. But again, think positive. Really, I still have hope for a Serena return, and I think that they will not screw it up. Please, oh please, oh please. So guys, that's it for today's Q&A. I hope you really enjoyed it. Do you have any questions left? If so, then leave it in the comments down below. Or look out for the next community tab. And until then, see you guys in the comments down below. Bye guys!